Now see the realization. In realization, if it is a fresh implementation for SAP all modules, then we will get a new server. Okay, in that new server, we start doing the configuration of company code and controlling area, those details from FI and plant, purchasing organization, storage locations, all are MM, and a WM consultant will create the warehouse number, storage types, and all. We do the configuration in the golden client, and then the configuration of a golden client will be moved to the transport request will be moved to the testing client within the development. Okay. That is the configuration part, and if it is already existing, for example, the WM implementation is the only implementation we are doing. Already they have all setup of company code, plant, storage locations, everything. Then we create only the WM configuration, and we do the assignment of the warehouse number to the combination of plant and storage location. So the plant and storage location combination, that configuration, we need to keep it in a separate transport request, because I will tell you during cutover you can understand why I'm mentioning the separate transport request. To have only the org element, the assignment, we should have a separate transport request. So in the realization, we know this configuration we do, and we move to testing client and we do the unit testing, and also we prepare functional specification and hand over to the ABAP, and the ABAP will develop the respective programs, and then we do the testing. If those are fine, all the testings with the corrections are completed, then a complete transport requests are moved from the development to quality. This is the landscapes in SAP. Okay, these landscapes will be applicable for across all ECC. So you can see here configuration. Okay, this is the where we do the configuration, and where we do the unit testing. Okay, and where we do the ABAP development. They will have a separate client within the development where they can have that ABAP code active, so they can do all the ABAP program changes, everything they can perform. Okay, now if you see, once everything, the configuration, basic testing, everything is completed, then we move the transport request to quality. It will be done by basis team. The basis team moves the transport request to quality, and there we do the integration testing. The integration testing, I will show you the SAT script, how does it look like, and how the UT script look like, that also we'll discuss. And then we will have we move to the production at the time of after cutover, everything during that plan, we move the all the transfer requests to production. So we upload the stock into the system, production system, and based on the data available, we will have master data uploads and any other stock uploads, everything we perform in the production before we do the first live transaction. This is the landscapes. We have a development, quality, and production. Within development, we can have multiple clients. For the one is for golden client only for configuration, and one client is for the unit testing. From here to here, if you want to move any customized transport request, we use transaction code SCC1. Okay, I will show you the document where we will get the clarity about that. Okay, let's okay, first we will explain about the activities and all. So based on that, I will show you the sample documents. Okay, so once the server is received, system has to be verified and required nodes need to be activated. This is for the fresh implementation of all modules, but if it is already available, then these things we don't have to verify, because SAP WM is one of the modules under ECC, so that already the config nodes, everything are available. What is the node and all I'm talking about? This is the config, these things all will be, WM is available under logistic execution. So we just go to the SPRO and we start doing our configuration of WM. And org structure wise, like I told you, that it is available in enterprise structure. So in the enterprise structure itself, we can do these activities. unit testing in development system, and the detailed level 2 training to core team members. Okay, this training can be planned based on the project plan. Either we can plan after SAT, or it will be planned before SAT also. Okay, that depends on the project plan. Mostly, we in the recent implementations, we plan the training after SAT we planned. Okay, this can be depends on the plan how the business will plan it. So detailed level to training to core team members. After training, the user acceptance testing will be performed. So we always, one thing we need to ensure before UAT, we should perform the training to core team members, because based on that training only they can test thoroughly during UAT, and they can test different scenarios, and they can highlight all the concerns, the concern issues, everything to us, so that we can understand and we can fix that issues to make a better system. So if you don't train properly, and if they don't understand the solution properly, then they cannot test with different scenarios, and they will not come up with any questions. So all these concerns will be identified or highlighted during go live, after go live. So during that time, it will be very hectic to fix the issues and all. So during how much thorough testing we do, and how much thorough testing will be done by the user, although you get many issues during testing, it will not be an issue, because finally our target is to fix the issues and provide the better system to the client after go live. So that is our target. So we do this testings, everything, and then they will give the material master. In the material master, we have to ask them what are the different type of storage type indicators. For example, this is which are Europe products, and which are Europe laptops, and which are USA models, and which are India, that's segregation. And based on that, we need to fill the material master with the proper storage type indicators. So based on that indicators, system will derive the stock placement, bins, everything we can have it. Now, if you see that testing and everything, now I will show you the what is this unit testing and what is system integration testing. Because we are going to have the multiple kind of testing, right? So I will show you the UT template and SAT template. Okay, the same SAT template we use for UAT, just we change the names as system integration testing to user acceptance testing. And the remaining things will be like the function specification. Also, I will give a sample, and you can see how does it look like. Okay, let's have a look on this. Okay, this is the configuration KDS template. We have seen how to prepare. I've explained some samples here. Now, yeah, I was explaining the transport request, right? Okay, this transport request, we can see here, whenever we do the configuration changes, system will generate a transport request from one client to another client. If you want to transfer, then we can use SCC1. Let me show you here itself how a WM transport request we can generate it. Let's go to logistic execution. Okay, and warehouse management, and what you want to do, let's create one new storage type. I will create a new storage type by copying any of my, you can copy any standard or anything, you can just take it. Now W1, GK1. Okay, you can take some open storage, just copy. I will create as DMG or something, damaged location. Okay, all kind of damaged everything I keep here, so I just keep the name as damaged location. So whenever you make any configuration changes and all, system will generate. You can save in the existing TR, or else if you want to create a new TR also, we can create it. That's not a issue. For example, I will create one more called Let's can copy. No, warehouse is GK1, and I will have let's have something, any kind of storage type based on the location or anything. Maybe we can have something called created damage area and verification parts damage. Okay, we can have something SCP scrap location. Okay, we can have some location called scrap where we store the materials and all. There scrap location created. We can save in that TR. When you see the transport request, for example, you create a new storage section for this GK1 storage type is damage one. We can have, you don't have multiple sections, so you can just select total section. And when you save it, system prompt existing TR, you can save it, or else if you want to create a new TR, click on create button. We can maintain WMS storage section configuration, or else you can have whatever the name you want to identify that you can give it, the user ID and on what date you are creating, what is the status. Okay, all the details can be seen here. This is the TR. If you want to see the TR for your user ID, you can check in SC09. Okay, you can select here customize a workbench. Okay, mostly the configuration related in WM will be customized, and modifiable means we have not yet released the TR, so you can see the modifiable. You can display. So you will see the list of transport requests which are created under my user ID. So you can see, for example, storage section. This is the just one you created, right? There you can see, if you go to the task, this is TR. This is called task. In the task, you can see what configuration you have done. You have done the defined storage sections, and the storage section table is 302. So under 302, what you have done, you created a 001 section under DMG storage type. So the entire configuration details are stored in that transport request. Okay, you can see that tree. If, for example, if you want to release a transport request, for example, like I told you, if you want to transfer from one client to another client, we use the transport request called SCC1. Okay, so here we need to give the source client. For example, we are under 800, so system has given the same message. For example, 810. Your 810 is your source, and if you have to move to 800 like that, if you have any scenario, you can get the transport request within that. So here I cannot show you because I don't have two clients. So you can just understand that 800 to 810, if you want to transfer anything, we can just select that. Okay, we need to select including request subtask and then click on start immediately, so that the configuration will be moved from it's like a copy client, we call it as that, copy by TR. So we use this SSC1 transaction code to transfer or to copy a configuration setup from one client to another client within same landscape. Okay, mostly we do in the development to transfer from golden client to test client and all. What is this release? This release concept, just now we are discussing about the landscape, right? If you want to move a transport request from development to quality or development to production, okay, during that cases, the TR should be released. Without release, we cannot move a transport request from one landscape to another landscape. So how to release that? Whenever you have a TR, this is the task. First you should release the task. This is called task release. You will see a flag symbol here. You can see here, once the TR is released, you will see the flag symbol. After that, you need to release the TR. So once you release the TR, you cannot load any new configurations in that transport request. That you should remember. When will you release the TR? We release the transport request just before we decide to move the transport request to other landscape. So when you decide to move, for example, when you decide to move from development to quality, then we release the development to quality. TR should be released. Okay, to move the TR from development to quality system. Okay, that is the prerequisite to move a transport request from one landscape to another landscape. And also, okay, what is the prerequisite? TR should be released from. Then once the TR is released, we cannot save any new configuration changes in that TR. We can save changes only in modifiable TR but not released TR. So we can save only in a modifiable TR but not in the released TR. So what is this one? Let's see. Now we have released this TR. Okay, and these are all modifiable. This is released. Let me explain you what I was telling. Let's go to the config /n sp cargo and F5 logistics execution and warehouse management storage sections. Okay, let's create one storage section for SCP GK1. Okay, let's go to new entries. SCP 001 and storage total section. Now when you save it, okay, now you click on own requests. You can see here only modifiable transport requests are visible but not released transport request. So what you can conclude, you can save a new configuration change or new configuration changes in the available transport requests which are under my user ID. Okay, only the modifiable transport request can be used to save the new changes, but you cannot save a already released TR. Okay, we cannot save in a already released TR. So already released TR is invisible here. Only modifiable TR is visible. So based on this, you can understand. We can, once you release a TR, you cannot store in that. Okay, if you can just check this document, how we use from golden client to testing client. We use this SCC1 transaction. Just now I have shown you this, and I have shown you how we can see the list of transport requests. All the details we can see here. Okay. And whenever you create a new transport request, I have shown you how to create a new transport request and how we can move from one system to another system, one client to another client, and one landscape to another landscape. We use the T code called STMS. Most of the projects we will not have access to this transaction code. Only the transaction code we will have access. This access will be available with basis team, who is responsible to perform, who is responsible for the transfer of transport request from one landscape to another landscape.